guys, and welcome to another kit review. Okay, so today, as you can see, quite obviously, we're looking at a Spitfire. Okay, this is a 1/48 scale. It's by Tamiya, and it is a Spitfire Mk I. Okay, so the kit number for this one is 61032. This particular kit that I have here is the initial issue that came out in 1993. There have been 5 other issues of Tamiya Spitfire, most of them based on this airframe kit, which were the Mk VBs. Okay, in 2018, Tamiya released the Mk I again with completely new tooling, etc., etc. So this is, as I said, the initial 1993 release. This one cost me around about $20 Australian. The current price for the new Mk I is around $60 Australian. So when I saw this one come up, I couldn't resist it. Picked it up straight away. This is the first Spitfire I've had since I started modeling again. Okay, so as you can see, really nice Tamiya box art. Spitfire in all her profile glory. Appears to have just shot down a Messerschmitt, probably an E3, because this is an early Spitfire, would have been Battle of Britain's. Okay, so really nice artwork on that one. Let's have a look at the rest of the box. On the side you'll see the Spitfire itself in profile, top, bottom and sides. Okay, this is number 92 Squadron, 1940 to 41, and yes, they did have a black half underwing. Okay, on the other side, again, Spitfire in profile. Okay, this is 610 Squadron, June 1940, in standard dark earth, dark green, and duck egg blue camouflage. Okay, so that's the box. Let's have a look and see what's inside. So there isn't a great deal to this. I did get thrown in with this this is a Mk I 5. Okay, this is just a cockpit mask. Okay, but it's a fairly simple cockpit, so I probably won't even use that. All right, so let's have a look. What do you get? One bag which has got your clear parts and your fuselage, and one bag which has your wings, and that's it. 2 bags of sprues, not much to it, like I said. Instructions. One thing I do like, if I can get it out, okay, this is your camouflage for the Spitfire, and this is actually 1/48 scale. Okay, so if you really wanted to, you could cut these out and use them as masks for your particular Spitfire. Okay, on the other side, there's your underside. Okay, so that's a really nice inclusion in the kit. Okay, and just a thing about camouflage: Spitfires, Germans, and English, okay, had set camouflage patterns for their aircraft. These were painted in the factory. They used, from what I've heard, like a rubber overlay, and then just sprayed around it. Okay, same way that we camouflage our aircraft. And here we have the Decal Sheet. So you do get 2 sheets. These are stapled together. All right, these go underneath your roundels so that the color doesn't bleed through. Okay, really nice. Okay, so we'll have a look at those shortly, and that's it. So not much to it. In a second we'll have a look at the instructions, and then we'll carry on with the sprues. Okay, so let's have a look at the instructions. So standard Tamiya. This is actually a photo of the actual plane. Right, brief history of the Spitfire, Rolls-Royce engines, etc. in English, German, French and Japanese. Overleaf. As with all Tamiya kits, there is no sprue layout. Tamiya's quality control is such that it's a very, very rare thing for them to have a piece missing or damaged. Usual cautions, recommended tools, either your paint callouts, okay, all Tamiya colors as usual. So use the color references for your preferred paints. And then we get straight on to building the cockpit, and it is quite a nicely detailed cockpit. You do get a pilot figure. It does have color callouts throughout, how to correctly paint the pilot, okay? So, instrument panel, colors, the whole kit and caboodle. So it is quite a nicely detailed cockpit. Okay, then we get on to the fuselage halves, and you do have some small air bottles, etc. going into the fuselage halves. Color callouts again. Fuselage goes together, all right, and then the cockpit actually fits from underneath into the fuselage, which is a really nice way to do things. Okay, so then we carry on. So this is your exhaust going on to the fuselage, front of your cockpit, back of the cockpit. Then you have a choice here. So this is the blown canopy or the straight canopy. So that's a choice you can make for a Mark I, easy one. Okay, aerials going on. You can have the cockpit closed or open. If you're going to have the pilot or leave the pilot out and you want to see the interior of the cockpit, you'd have it open, I think. Undercarriage going together. So this is a fairly straightforward kit. Wings, top and bottom, okay. No messing around with separate wings. Standard Tamiya, one piece, and then the tops go on. Okay. This is just your radiator fairing. Undercarriage goes on next. And fuselage goes onto the wings. Alright. I would probably put the fuselage onto the wings first and then the undercarriage on, but personal preferences. And then you have the propeller going together. So this is a Mark I, your regional Mark Is, I think up to the first 78. Only had a 2-blade propeller. Then they introduced a 3-blade propeller, which was a 2-speed. After that, they changed the engines, etc., etc. But so this is just to say, this is a Mark I from the 79th Spitfire onwards. Okay, then we just got a brief about painting the Spitfire. It does tell you, beginning in 1937, RAF went to a 2-tone camouflage. Alright, you do get markings for 2 aircraft. Okay, so this is 610 Squadron. Okay, and overleaf you have got number 92 Squadron with the half black underwing. Alright, so that's fairly straightforward, fairly easy kit, not much to it, simple build, really nice aircraft. Okay, and of course we've seen this. So this is a standard camouflage pattern. As I said, they used overlays and then they sprayed the aircraft, so every Spitfire had the same camouflage pattern. Okay, except maybe the tropicals, but you know, slight variations, but overall they all basically looked exactly like this one. Okay, so naturally enough, overspray, easy done. Okay, really nicely done, and I do like this. Like I said, you could cut this out and use it as a template for your camouflage if you wanted to. Okay, so next let's have a look at the decals. So as I said, you get 2 decal sheets. Okay, standard RAF Roundels. Okay, with your various markings, not to be walked on, etc. Okay, location for wingtip, steadying trestle. Right, really nicely done. And Tamiya has given you these. So these are so the paint doesn't bleed through your whites, etc. So literally you put these on first, and then you put these on over the top, and the colors will be really, really sharp. Okay, and as you can see, it does say down here, copyright 1993. So I do like those, and they really are very sharp. Okay, so I'll give you a shot, I meant to say, of these anyway. All right, and that's the instructions and the decals. In a second, we'll have a look at the sprues. Alrighty, so let's have a look at the sprues. So, as I said, there are only literally 3 sprues in this. So this is your first one. This is your fuselage, obviously. Okay, let's have a look at the pilot. And yes, he does have a separate arm. It's right there. Okay, that is a really nicely done pilot. There's a bit of cleanup along the mold lines, but that's nothing unusual. Okay, but really nicely done. The panel lines and the fastenings on this Spitfire fuselage are beautiful. Really nicely done to scale. Really nicely done on the tail. These are your undercarriage wheels. These are the hubs. That's an air bottles for inside the aircraft. I'll turn this around because there is your instrument panel. Okay, so it does have a really nicely done cockpit interior. It's actually beautifully done and quite nicely detailed. Okay, that's your other fuselage half. Oops, sorry, that went out of focus, guys. Go and focus in for me. There you go. Come on. There you go. Really nice detail on the wing roots. Okay, really nicely done. There's your wheels, and yes, they do have names on the wheels. Okay, so the detail in this aircraft, and let's just turn her over. There's your interior details. Beautiful, nice bit of panel line wash or something like this. Once you've painted it, would bring that ribbing out really well. Okay, so I do love that. I've always loved Spitfires. Love to fly one. Mind you, I'd also love to fly a Messerschmitt and a Rado and anything I could get my hands on, including a Ju-88 and a Heinkel. But times have passed, unfortunately. So there's your fuselage. Really nicely done. The next sprue, of course, is the criticals. The wings, okay? Standard Spitfire profile. Really nicely done again, as far as the detail is concerned. Okay, the fastenings, the panel lines, that's beautiful. Okay, under wing, exactly the same. Really nice detail, very sharp and crisp. Like I said, 93 Tamiya kit. Okay, can't go wrong with this one. There are no underwing stores or anything like this. This is purely a fighter. 3-blade prop, like I said. So this is the one of the Mark I's that was made after the 78th one. There's your exhaust. That's your propeller boss. Okay, really nice and very simple kit to put together. Okay, so that's your wings. And the only other sprue I've got to show you is this one. These are your clears. Okay, so back of the cockpit. This is the front of the cockpit that you'll use for the Mark I, not this one. This cockpit here you don't use either. You have a choice of this one or this one. So this is, you've got your straight, which has the, I'm not sure if you can see it, the little access hatch in it. Okay, and the what they call the blown one. All right, for my money, I'd be going for the blown one. But as far as clarity is concerned, beautiful, nicely done, nice and clear. I do like the way this is put together. And that, guys, is it. Not much to her. 3 sprues and she's done. That is Tamiya's 1993 issue of the Spitfire Mark I. Fairly simple, straightforward kit to build and paint, but in the end I think she'll be beautiful. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this review. Hope you've got something from it. As usual, thank you for your likes and your subscriptions and your comments. Really do appreciate it. And as I said, that brings us to the end of this one. So, as usual, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you later.